Everybody, welcome back to Link Cable, and we're playing Banner Saga Factions.
Yeah, it's. I guess we'll hop into this real quick and ready up, and then I guess we'll continue when we're in game because it takes a minute to load. But I'm talking.
Right, and I'm new to this game. I just started it today, but you showed it to me a few weeks back.
Yeah. Oh, my music's a little loud. Oh well. Anyway, I don't know, it's a really interesting game. It's this weird indie game that I had never heard about until a couple months ago. But apparently it had a Kickstarter and it got a lot of funding. But Factions is not the game that got the Kickstarter funding. Factions is just a multiplayer only offshoot of that game that they released ahead of time just for the sake of people who wanted to play. So it's just kind of like a until then distraction.
Gives you a little taste of the battle system and all that.
Yeah, it's a really interesting game though.
I like it. Yeah. No, go ahead.
Because I mean, it's a tactical RPG for the most part, but in a certain sense, it's got a very chess-like feel. Because I mean, if you look at the board, there's no real variation to the map and elevation or anything like that. It's just a simple grid, and there's no random number generator on your units. So there's no you won't miss. Your characters do what they do in a very specific way, so you can determine what will happen for the most part ahead of time.
Right.
So and that's determined primarily through, I don't know if you can see on any of Joe's characters, there's a blue bar above them and then a red bar above them.
I just switched it on so they can see it too.
And the blue bar is armor and the red bar is health, but the health is also strength. So the way it works is your armor will lessen the amount of damage you take to your health, and your strength is your damage. So you have to make a choice between whether or not you do an attack to the character to their armor so that you can do more damage later, or attack their health so that they can't do as much damage to you.
The tutorial covered basically like a basic and advanced strategy for this, and that's kind of the trade-off you have to make a lot of times. You can kind of start off trying to, go for the people you want to get down quickly, take out their armor so you can have more hits later, or you can attack their strength directly to make it so they can't hurt you as much later. It's pretty interesting. It's
really unique, at least to me, compared to a lot of other tactical RPGs. I don't know if any of you are familiar with things like Final Fantasy Tactics is probably the most well-known tactical RPG. And the difference here is that the RPG elements are less emphasized than the strategic ones. So between those two games, this would be, in a way, closer to chess, because the Final Fantasy Tactics has all this gear that your characters can use and different sorts of weapons.
It's very different. It's different than this game in that all the characters have. You can build out their skills. There's dual classes, and there's all this different gear, and each character at a certain point can wear another class's gear. It's way more complicated in that sense than this, but this game seems to have some interesting takes on advanced classes and stuff like that from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, and
I'm much more used to Final Fantasy Tactics, so it's I really like tactical RPGs like this.
Yeah, it's just, I wouldn't say it's necessarily better than Final Fantasy in that it's a completely different way of doing it, but it's, I would say, a better, for 2 players, I think it's a better experience probably because you don't have that issue of worrying about gear and min-maxing sort of, like their stats and what their equipment is or anything like that. It's just a matter of what classes you bring with you for their skills and how you use them, which I find appealing. Because, I mean, with Final Fantasy Tactics, it's mostly a single-player game, so you can do whatever the hell you want. But if you go online, you'll see that there are a lot of people who spend a lot of time working out, like, class combinations and gear combinations that'll lead to really devastating attacks, which is fine for some people, but it's not really my thing.
The cool thing about this game, and I've only done 3 battles today so far. That's pretty much all I've done in this game.
Yeah.
But it seemed, and one was with you earlier, the class balance seems pretty good. And overall balance in Battlefield seems pretty good. You can kind of come back if you play it smart, come back if you're at a disadvantage or you're losing people.
Yeah.
So the tides can turn either way.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. But yeah.
So far, though, this game has a really good sense of balance. Even if you start off really strong, it's... Oh, I don't know if that just made sound. I hit my mic. But,
it's fine.
Even if you start off strong, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to always... you're not going to necessarily pull ahead and dominate the other person. With the way the mechanics work, it's hard to keep going for a long time because every hit you take reduces the effectiveness of your character.
Yeah.
So late game can get pretty crazy.
It does get intense towards the end, especially when the pillage comes into play.
And I guess another thing I should mention that's interesting is if you notice the horn at the top of the screen, it's got these star slots in them.
Yeah.
And basically what will happen is that for every character you kill, you'll get a star in your horn. And characters can make use of those stars to do more damage or move further, or I guess that's basically the 2 different things. But those normally don't regenerate. You either have to stand still to regenerate them or use the horn. So it adds an interesting mix into the game of like when you use that horn, and when I guess the other player uses theirs.
You can see at the top too how many uses they have, so you can kind of anticipate what they might do towards the end. So there's a few variables that you have to take into account all the time, and if you think you have to make sure you're making the right decisions both early and late game.
You've put me into a tough position here.
So I was taking advantage of your time spent talking.
I've also been playing, I've been playing somewhat reserved, not moving very far. I don't want to stretch out too far and get caught in a shitty position, but I think due to the size variation in characters that I may have done exactly that anyway.
Last game I played with another enemy player, I just kind of formed a rank, kind of stayed still for the most part, but it wound up working out.
Although that was a really satisfying move there.
Yeah. Although there isn't much terrain, there's like a few little stumps here in the ground that are kind of preventing your movement. So
well, yeah, those
terrain.
stumps are doing a lot actually, because especially with the fact that we both have 2 archers, the ones that are in white that can lay down traps, which make really you have to make certain choices as a result, because that trap will stop you immediately if you walk across it.
Yeah. And
you don't know where it is, and that's a pretty big deal. Oh, damn it, that's not what I wanted to do. I clicked too fast. Oh well. I think your trap was exactly where mine was.
I think so too.
But I like that. Instead of having gear or other things to influence the battle in that regard, that there are a bunch of characters that have different ways to influence the movement of other characters, which I think is really important in this game. It seems to be all about positioning.
Like any good tactical RPG, it's all about movement and positioning.
Yeah.
And especially in games like Final Fantasy Tactics, which sometimes, I'm sure you've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's like a really good chance you can miss a lot of times if you're just attacking someone straight on.
Yeah. That's actually, in a way, I like that, but at the same time, it's not my favorite. Because I've also been playing a lot of XCOM, and you can get really screwed by the random number generator.
I haven't played XCOM much yet.
It's another. I mean, it's technically a tactical RPG, but it's really kind of unique in the way it functions.
Yeah, I still need to play that, because I know it's like a good accessible tactical RPG for those who have not played, you know, Final Fantasy Tactics, or more importantly, like Fire Emblem type games where your character dies like immediately upon death. Or true death, permadeath, I should say.
Yeah. And I mean, that really affects a lot, because with the way that the wound system works in that game, even if a character takes damage, if they don't die, they'll be out of the game for, you know, however many days, which happens in, like, I don't remember what they refer to it as, but to get from one mission to another, you have to pass days in the game, basically. And if they're out of the game for so long that you can't bring them into the next mission, then you're risking other characters who maybe aren't as well trained.
Right.
So it's very risk-reward and risk management type game, whereas this is more focused directly on the tactics of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. I'd like to spend a lot more time on this. I mean, this is free to play, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that. But you can download it right now. I mean, there is DLC and microtransactions and all that. But for a free game, it's pretty good getting into.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the actual main story game, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's going to be really good, judging on this. And they're going to add new classes at some point as well. At least that's what I've heard. Oh, this is going to be rough. I'm getting my shit rocked.
It's fine, you beat me the first time.
That's true. If only I could show them that beautiful victory.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. This is a tough one. But see, I really love these games.
Me too. I first played, I think Final Fantasy Tactics for the PS1 was my first tactical RPG, in the sense that it's like grid-based and all that. And after that, I got really into, you know, all of those sequels, Tactics Advance and all that. So
I think the first tactical RPG I played was Advance.
The first Advance.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that was it. But ever since then, I've been pretty much in love with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got it in my head that they're like almost the perfect video game, just because of, at least for me, just because of what there is that you get to do in the game. that's so interesting and varied.
It's easy to become like they're not heavy role-playing games by any means. They're more focused on the combat. At least the advanced games are. But you can get pretty attached to your character if you want. That's kind of how I've always played them.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I guess I also come from something of a background of, oh shit, I didn't realize you killed my other archer.
Yeah, man.
I'm getting my shit rocked.
I don't know, I think you could still come back. See, like, most of my players are low on health. So you could probably snipe a few.
Trying to weaken you, but I don't know if that's...
It's kind of like helpful in the beginning, I think, just to lower everyone's armor, and then you can come in for like some quick kills. At least that's kind of what I've been doing. Obviously, I haven't been playing very long. Yeah.
I know that I probably could have made a better move there. Granted, we're both pretty new to this game. I've only played like 3 matches, and I think Joe's played about the same number.
Yeah. I'm not very battle hardened yet. And this is the type of game where we can't be like, oh, super crazy commenting on, because we're mostly just watching and thinking. It's kind of like if you were let's playing chess, in a way.
Well, hopefully it's interesting regardless. Because, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that we like and hope to do more of on our channel, I guess. Because, I mean, I feel like it should be obvious that we don't just play, like, shooters and stuff. We like to play, I don't know, weirder games like this.
I think, any tactical RPG I'm really interested in. And I think anyone who is interested in tactical RPGs would enjoy it as well. So, hopefully they'll find it interesting just because it's a tactical RPG.
Yeah. But
I'm probably gonna be in hot water here soon too.
This is gonna get super close, I feel.
Probably.
Because it seems like we're both kind of in sticky situations here.
Oh wow! I'm surprised it didn't miss.
Yeah, I've taken you down on health specifically for that reason. Balls. I should have thought that one through before I moved there.
See, we're not even on like a turn time limit here.
Yeah, I turned the time limit off specifically so that we could have a chance to talk. Because I felt that if we were on a timer for our first match playing it as a recording, we would not talk nearly enough and it would be boring. So if anybody has noticed that and is bothered by it, I apologize. We're not scrubs. Not that that matters. But you get out of here, Joe.
I pick you off from a distance.
Bullshit ass armor attacks. Get out of here.
That was a little overkill.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, man.
Damn it.
Surprised your passive still works upon death.
Full health. That is no soy bueno. Oh.
And the standoff begins. I'm curious to see if anyone else we know plays this. Oh boy.
Not anybody on my friends list. Yeah, suck that.
Alrighty.
Oh, she's probably gone.
Not quite.
Oh, they're actually even.
Yeah.
On health and armor.
Oh boy, this is chance. Oh god.
Ooh.
Your shield guy there is still pretty strong. So this might be over. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I feel pretty confident, but it could go either way.
At this point, I think I could take out your archer right now, but that's... I don't have any more.
Although you have a low chance of hitting her, don't you?
That's true. 60%. Still got it.
Got it. However...
Yeah, that should be enough to get me down.
Yep. Exactly.
Just enough.
And that is game.
So close.
That was great, though.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I mean. Even though I felt like I was doing worse the entire game, it got down really close at the end.
Mm-hmm. We don't say... We're not usually this pleased about a pile of dead bodies in the middle of an arena, but in this case we are. And no renown that time.
0 renown. I think it might have been because we were playing without a time limit, although... I don't know, maybe we only got renown because it was...
like the first time we played against friends. Like, I got the achievement for that.
Yeah, I mean, it might have been from that. And I guess that's one of the issues. I think that you don't get renown for playing with friends, which is kind of a bummer, because then it makes it effectively a waste of time. Like, it's fun, obviously, but like in terms of progression,
yeah,
if you want to play your friends, it's...
There should be some rewards from it, I think.
Yeah, especially considering that there's no practice mode in the game. So you either have to jump straight into it, playing other players immediately in a game like this that's tactical, where I feel like it's easy to get intimidated. But
yeah,
on the flip side, the practice mode that you could have with friends doesn't really work because you don't get rewards for it. So
yeah,
you won't.
You just you're just going for the glory of battle. And that's it.
It's just kind of a bummer, because I mean, I feel like if you're not going to get renown with the friend battles, they should give you like access to all the character types.
Yeah, so you can experiment or just have fun with that. It's like a limited version. It's like not. It is almost pointless. You're right. Just
well, because I mean, if they're gonna make a friendly game into literally like a friendly game with no reward to it, then I feel like they should divorce it from that like renown system entirely. It shouldn't be based off of the characters that you have that need renown to progress. You should just be able to pick a generic team from whatever.
Right. I agree. So,
but
anyway, that is Battle or Banner Saga. I almost said Battle Saga. That is Banner Saga Factions. I guess we might show more of this game later. But
probably.
Yeah, I really like it.
We both seem to like it enough, so...
Yeah, so look forward to more of that, and let us know what you think. That's it for Link Cable, guys. I'll see you later.